Hello! I made it. Welcome to the latest Worlds of ZZT Livestream, where I just got done getting some meat ready to thaw that I completely forgot I was supposed to do several hours ago. But that's okay, it's not for tonight. It's not gonna matter. Anyway, today we are going to be playing Sick. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say that, because as chat was discussing, it's just the thing that you put when there's a deliberate misspelling somewhere. I don't know much about this game. I flipped through the boards a bit. It's pronounced Sick? Yeah, like it is Latin. Boy, if it's not sick, all my sick-related puns are just gonna fall flat, unfortunately. This is a patron poll suggestion for a game I haven't heard of. It's got a single review giving it a 3.5 out of 5. Says it is fairly decent. It looks to be one of those vaguely trippy ZZT puzzle-y games like Kudzu or something, but judging by the fact that it doesn't seem to have like a notable reputation, I think this is just going to be one of the not as good imitators of those kind of games. You may be surprised. But at the very least, it does look nice. Or however much that counts. This is by Zorkboy. Copyright 2000. Look at that little 2000 in the corner. If you like that aesthetic, good news. 2022 is the last year we're going to be able to pull that off. So have fun with that. I've only played a couple boards just to get an idea of what the game is like, and knockoff Kudzu was kind of Kudzu or Winter, that sort of thing, kind of the vibe I was getting. But someone out there liked it, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be horrible or anything. But let's find out. See what we've got here. Ah, that's right. That's me. The game does start on the correct board. But, its file name is $, open parentheses, SIC, close parentheses, and ZZT actually doesn't like that much. You kind of got to play around to get to actually load, so I just quickly saved it, but I saved it on the wrong board. So let me save it on the right board, and let's try again. There we go. We got this interesting diagonal menu. All our options in non-cardinal directions here. Info, credits, game, nothing. So I guess we're going to start northwest and go clockwise. Maybe you think it sucks. Maybe you think it's easy. You can bite me. I did this for me. I like the game. I don't care what you think. The point was not to win any awards. If this won any kind of award, I'd probably be forced to lose all faith in ZZT and leave the community, and we don't want that to happen. After all, ZZT's dead, right? I think people have been saying ZZT is dead since, like, 1994. Still kicking. Somehow. Credits. Apparently this game has a graphical overhaul. I don't know if the game was released in its prior form, but this is the only version we have, so this is what we're playing for sure. And I'll listening to They Might Be Giants and the Beatles, some classical music, all the good stuff. Beta testers, future projects for Zorkboy. I didn't actually take a look at if any of these happened. Let's see here. No, this is the sole release credited to Zorkboy. None of those games sound familiar in case they were released under a different name. Nope, no reprehensible. No Dulcimer of the Ages. And no Unless. So this is a one and only released. Thanks to the usual. Nothing in this corner, as we were told. And now we can see what this Sick or Seek is all about. And I mean, good opening. I like this little sunset. It's the classic sunset blend. But the rest of the visuals look pretty interesting too. So it's a nice start. This game has lots of made-up language. You can see with the object names. But it also has plenty of English too, so it does set itself apart from something like Winter, which goes for basically no text, or YPPP, which goes for all made-up language. Let's see here. You open your eyes. Adjusting to the sunlight, you squint and sit up. Try to figure out where you are. You smell the salt of the water. You feel the ocean breezes caressing your neck. You hear the light crashing of the waves. You're at the beach. Are you? You look back down. The floor is some kind of stone. A purple stone. Purple. Everything is very purple. Nothing is clear. What has happened? You finally stand up. As you look for the water, you see that you and the beach are separated. Low purple walls and what seems like an eternity is between you and the beach. You can see it as if it were close enough to hop over the walls and go build a sand castle. Then run back to the house for a dinner of lobster and baked potatoes. Wow. Just like your mom makes them. This sounds like a good life. The eternity keeps you from the beach. It keeps you from wanting the beach until you see the gate. The gate is a break in the purple walls. A gate of heavy iron bars. The only way to get to the beach, it seems, is through this gate, bypassing eternity and back to the beach house. And then you turn around and see the engravings. You see Apel Nifar. Welcome to the world of... You know, now I'm just going to say Seek. Because I'm going to feel very silly if I just say sick. And it turns out to be wrong. I can't trust Latin. I never took Latin. Yeah, the writing is something that I was actually skipping in my playthrough. I just wanted to get, like, a vibe for the game. I was skimming all this. You get a lot of ZZT games that do this kind of... I don't want to say pretentious, but it's trying to be, like, deep and philosophical to some extent, for sure. And that definitely fits with the theme here of this. Whenever you're doing these sort of exploratory, dreamlike worlds. Like, I mean, again, we get some interesting art. Even, whoop. Well, I'm glad I decided to see what the deal was with that. Let me write this down. C1, F2, G1, A2. Whenever you see something unusual, you gotta touch it. This one's fine. But I like this sort of fencing, I guess? You don't see that kind of thing all too often. And these backgrounds are lots of not quite... They're not... I don't know what they are. They look kind of like a fake writing, sort of. Like... But it's pretty clear that this isn't really readable in any way. Let's see. A very blue room. A very white room. I didn't actually go this way before when I was playing this a little bit beforehand, so I don't know what to expect. It's just going to be a series of atmospheric looking boards. Oh. Some blinking degree signs. And what they mean or do is unknown. And I can't go any further, even though there is another board out there. Yeah, I do like when people get to combine existing ASCII characters and just make something like that. Well, I'm gonna guess left is probably more of the same, but... I see. Puzzle solved! You hear a faint rumbling sound from far off. It seems to be coming in the direction of the lobby. Eh? Uh-oh. My bears are deflating. Oh no. Interesting board connections. Noise is getting louder. This is not the source of it. He decided taking a look in the eastern hallway would be a good idea. Sure. Oh, there. Well, now you can keep going. This nice little spotlight. Is this going to be just like a rock or a bullet? An orb. The orb is a glass round object, as most orbs are. Although it looks fairly large as you reach towards it, it seems to shrink as your hands reach towards it. By the time you pick it up, it can fit in your pocket. Yeah, tiny orb. Ponder that, if you will. I think this is the same pattern on the floor. No. This shape is kind of similar. And this part here looks kind of like an okay. And this is a room of boxes. Books. The book is very old and seems to have been ravaged by time. You can make out only bits and pieces of words. I can't get anything out of this. Cleared to taxi. Lost child. Cleared for takeoff. Look the same in time. In Times Square, in nuclear fallout, reflective clothing in his personal space. These books are like straight out of Phoebus Project, I would say. Top to bottom. Mysterious strings. Oh wait, violin. Rightmost string, second string, third string, leftmost string. Does this mean anything to all the violin players in chat? Violin basics, yeah. You'll have to send this to a friend who does play violin. Notebook. Key to the lock in your house. I did. I took a screenshot. Don't worry. Keeps your toys in the basement. If you get too far, you'll only see my reflection. I face when she sleeps tonight. I am the pick in the ice. Do not cry out or hit the alarm. We are friends till we die. Why? Either way, you turn. I'll be there. Open up your skull. I'll be there climbing up the walls. Is this original or are those song lyrics? That's what I'm saying. Seems like a song lyrics. It's always better on the outside. Crack of your waning smile. 15 blows to the skull. Tuck the kids in safe tonight and shut the eyes in the cupboard. Do not cry out or hit the panic button. Hit the out arm. The loneliest feeling that either way you turn, I'll be there. Open up your skull, I'll be there, climbing up the walls. I will say that for all these ZZT games that are trying to create a sort of weird atmosphere, this one's doing pretty good. Well. This is the exact same sequence, actually. Violin songs? Need a violin expert for this game. Ah, okay. Fahrenheit 451. These are all written over in red ink. Jump out of bed as soon as you hear the alarm clock. You may also find it useful spending 5 minutes each morning saying to yourself, every day in every way, I am getting better and better. Perhaps it is a good idea to start a new day with the right frame of mind. Fitter, happier, more productive, comfortable, not drinking too much. Regular exercise at the gym, 3 days a week. Getting on better with your associate, employee, contemporaries, at ease. Eating well, no more microwave dinners and saturated fats. A patient, better driver. A safer car, baby smiling in the back seat. Sleeping well, no bad dreams, no paranoia, careful to all animals, never washing spiders down the plug hole. That's incredible. Keep in contact with old friends. Enjoy a drink now and then. Will frequently check credit at a moral bank. Hole in wall. Favors for favors. Fond, but not in love. Charity standing orders. On Sundays, Ring Road Supermarket. No killing moths or putting boiling water on the ants. Car wash, also on Sundays. No longer afraid of the dark or midday shadows. Nothing so ridiculously teenage and desperate. Nothing so childish. At a better pace. Slower and more calculated. No chance of escape. Now self-employed, concerned but powerless. An empowered and informed member of society. Pragmatism, not idealism. Will not cry in public. Less chance of illness. Tires that grip in the wet. Shot of baby strapped in backseat. A good memory. Still cries at a good film. Still kisses with saliva. No longer empty and frantic, like a cat, tied to a stick, that's driven into a frozen winter shit. The ability to laugh at weakness. Calm. Fitter. How long is this? I love this. Like, I'm having fun reading this. This is not I don't even know what the word is. It's very eloquent. It's fun to say these words out loud. Calm. Fitter, healthier, and more productive. A pig in a cage on antibiotics. The end. Did we all get that? It may be important. Okay, and those passages are fake. I don't know. I went to the library in my first playthrough, but I didn't actually look at every book, and I missed that one. I'm glad I got to witness that for the first time. Welcome to the forest. Welcome to a path. Also, well, most of the board names are kind of like that made-up language, but not all of them. This is just swampy. You put the plank over the gap. So far, these puzzles are not challenging. I like the weird patterns that he's doing on these. Ooh. Oh, this must be the violin. Oh. Okay. They didn't pay attention to what string corresponded to what note, though. Okay, not that simple. Credit where it's due, too. There's plenty of music puzzles in ZZT, but they rarely have this many notes as options. And this is about as far as I played last time. Did not get to talk to this strange person. Perhaps I have to play the violin first now. Unfortunately, that does mean a bit of a walk. I can squeeze through the gap here by the lake. Oh, what happens if we try going up from here? Okay, nothing. That's what I thought. Odd places. I think this one's doing a pretty good job. The strange sculpture sits on a stone platform surrounded by water. To the west, water is infested by trees. The staircase leads back to the lake, and every other leads back to the lake, period. In every other direction, water stretches for as far as the eye can see. The cloudless sky meets with the water to form yet another endless oblivion. At the top of the sculpture, 3 pillars rise up. The left and rightmost pillars stretch up a good 6 feet from where the sculpture touches the floor. The middle pillar only comes up about 2 feet, and you could easily reach it from behind. Let's try that then. Ah! Another puzzle solved. The orb fits perfectly in the groove on top of the pillar. It seems to lock in place, but you can see a button that has now emerged underneath the orb. Maybe that button would do something if you could only press it. Puzzle not solved. Need a stick. They're good stairs. You don't get that sense of going upstairs often in ZZT. Alright. I'm gonna head back to the library just to look up the violin stuff again, but then I'm gonna head left. Was this one the violin, or was this one the... Yeah, that was the fun one. The first ones. Yeah. Okay. Top to bottom, right most. You know what? Ooh. I'm just gonna copy this into a paint equivalent. So I probably need to write that all down. This will cooperate. On Earth? What is this doing? Not taking a screenshot, it's... Okay. It's being very uncooperative for some reason. Now we have the Your Guide to a Violin Playing. Okay, this person might actually be more approachable. I see. Sir, good guff, etc., etc. Welcome to this hallowed ground. I am the Wizgy, and this is my sanctuary of learning. I can help you with whatever you want. But first, you must learn to communicate with me. Okay, I did see this guy before. We've got quite a lot of options of how to respond. And what I do like is so many ZZT games will just have you blind guess your way through this kind of thing. Is it Roth 13? Boy, if it's Roth 13, that'll be silly. Because I was just looking, like, some of these phrases are repeated. There's V, N, Z, gur. Like, there's a couple V, N, Z, gurs. Is this Roth 13, though? Is it just, yes, Roth13.com to the rescue. Let's translate this line. V, N, Z, A, B, G. Okay, well, this line, yes, this is Roth 13. I am not blind. You are clearly red. I guess in that case, we should see what his question is. It's definitely Roth 13. Let's see. You can see where I made my typos. Well, that was convenient. Gee. Lucky guess. Where it's at. Do I have to translate all this now? Oh, sorry, I wasn't thinking that I had the... This is correct, but now I gotta translate all this. Sorry, as soon as I change my browser tab away from Twitch chat, I just completely forget that I need to change it back. That is correct. I can't type today, as you can tell. Here's how to escape. Okay. Press shift. And the question mark? I am being told how to cheat. Then type in the prompt plus hoopy. You got it. We've been to Flap El Nafar. Simply follow the directions given to you. So, says the whiz, the whiz-gee, whatever. Okay. And again, I meant to change the scene. I'm sorry. I'm really botching it with these scenes. Press shift and the question mark, then type in the prompt plus hoopy. And flap null far, and then simply follow the directions given to you. Back to here. Okay, I'm looking at chat again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna play hoopy. That's what he calls himself. In hindsight, I should have just opened up the text in the file viewer and just copy pasted. And then we could see. Let's do that. What? Using my wrong keys again. Okay. Okay, there's only one generic no response and one correct response. Welcome to this hallowed grounds. Oh yeah, I mean, he translated that for us. You have a fish in your mailbox. I touched myself late at night. You're using Rot 13, you bastard. I am the Uber horse and you are my boy. Decrypt all of these for fun. I'm applying, you're clearly red. I like chicken, I like liver. Says Shiseido for linking this. Visit my homepage, you would like it. You can access the mount command by being root or using your user ID. Speaking of root, root rocks. Some call me crack boy. I am sorry, that is the wrong answer. That was fun. Okay, so we've got our hoopy and we've got our violin guide. Let's see if that does anything here. Yeah, and I have to open up another thing. Top to bottom. Right. Let's see, so C1 is leftmost bottom. F2 is rightmost second. G1 is leftmost top. And A2 is second string top. Did I do that wrong? Or right? That didn't help. Well, I hope I just put that in wrong and didn't like break it. With my button mashing earlier, but we can always try. I do have a lot of flags. They are not helpful. Oh wow, this is a short one indeed. Well, that's okay. Try the hoopy trick. actually go in there. Sure. Free hammer. Let's snag that. Oopie. Okay. Well, it's nighttime and the beach is now a forest. We never figured out what the deal was with those strings, though. And now we are in the desert, I guess. I like the shadows on these cacti. And exit in every direction. Forest maze. They don't do anything when you touch them. Aha, never mind. Yes, they do. I'm just not paying any attention here. Very creaky chair. I need a new chair. Even this chair was a hand-me-down. My old roommate got a new chair. Do I win? Doesn't look it. I'm very curious what the deal was with the violin thing, if you could just skip it. It's a nasty looking building, which we can't go inside. But there is an actual passage on this board, so we can probably get inside somehow. I think this is a beach ship. Is that white thing like the sail all banged up? Everyone hates a boulder clone. However, just to buy me some more time, I thought I'd make so you can't push 2 boulders that are in a row. Such a bastard. Oh, and if by some twist of fate you're new to this whole concept, just do your best to get all the crates on the red switches. Hopefully it'll take you long enough. Cool. You get to play some Sokoban. And these are apparently going to be objects. I have to really untangle this, huh? Oh, yeah, that's fine. This is an extremely common ZZT puzzle type. Normally they just use boulders, but as the note said, this makes it take longer. It also makes it easy to keep the fakes behind. These days it is far more common knowledge that if you give a boulder stats, you can push it over fakes and the fakes won't be destroyed, but it was much less the case in 2000. Well, get ready for some riveting Sokoban. The last ZZT game I played not on stream also had one of these puzzles. It was also kind of tedious. There are a few ZZT games that are just this. There's the Zod series. And I forget which of Nader's puzzle games it is. It's either Untitled or Negative. But long story short, if you like pushing blocks onto fakes, ZZT has you covered. To give a statless thing stats, in KevEdit you can just hit Control-T on the tile and there will just straight up be an Add Stats button. I'm not sure how you do it in ZEdit too, because I still haven't done much with that. I keep meaning to. Ugh. Why am I doing this? The only way any of you will get any entertainment out of this is if I fuck it up. Nope. The only thing the stats do is stats include what's underneath the tile. And so anything that has a stat will be able to keep track of that. And so when the boulder has to move, it will use the under data from the stat. Because ZZT just has like a generic push. It's not checking like, oh, this is how the boulders get pushed. 3 to go. Thank you for watching this. And another thing with these kind of things is, if they're poorly coded, me standing on this last fake will just instantly win it. But I think just because this is a straight line, I'm sure that zorkboy was well aware of that. Oh, nope. It's doing one of these things. So yes, I can stand on it, and the game will think that yes, all the boulders are in place, but it is checking if that stops being the case. So I do have to push this last one on here. Some puzzles are smart enough they have like a dedicated spot where the player has to stand at the end, and then that will also have something check if it's in contact with the player. Because God forbid anybody cheats their way through one of these. Alright, what was this all for? A strangely shaped key. I am worried about these flags. Did I say hotkey? Okay, yes. I still got hoopy. I probably don't need that anymore. I'm really worried that the 1 to 6 is supposed to be like tracking the violin strings. Okay, though. We can go in here. And what is this one? Excuse me, are you sure you want to go down there? Oh, okay. Just let me explain a couple things. You have all the time in the world, you know? You wouldn't want to rush, now would you? Fine. You're absolutely sure about all of this. This guy's fun. I mean, what's the hurry? You'll get there eventually either way, won't you? If you're so sure about your rushing, go ahead, I suppose. Please, please, just enjoy the other scenery, I beg of you. I can't stop you, you know. It's up to you. You have free will. It's just that... Fine, fine. That's it. I'm leaving before you ruin everything. That was a fun little teleport out animation. Pick up the strange key. And yet, we are out of flags. I'm gonna get rid of Hoopy, at least. I can almost certainly get rid of like all these flags. I just don't know. I wonder maybe if you solve the violin puzzle and then a dude explains what Rot 13 is to you. That would make sense. And then we just kind of accidentally sequence broke by knowing what Rot 13 is. This was a dead end, yeah. Okay, so we gotta go back up here. And we have not gone east into this room. The locker room. Open the locker, revealing a passage behind. Okay. You suddenly feel a bit lightheaded. Small passage behind the locker grows increasingly darker as you crawl farther and farther. You collapse, sprawled out as best as you could be in the space you're in. Okay, yeah, well, this game is supposed to teach you about Route 13. But it looks like we're going to get away with it. Welcome, you, whatever your name is. What? Welcome to what? Where am I? Who are you? Of course you have questions. I probably should have expected that, though. You are an inquisitive people. Who the hell are you? What am I doing here? Okay, let me start from the beginning. You see, I am a... What am I? Oh yes, a god. That's what it's called. I am a god. A god? As in all-powerful and stuff? Or, yeah, I guess. You guess? Yeah, you see. My memory is not so good. As a matter of fact, it's almost completely gone. This game is sort of my last attempt to be known. Be known? All of the gods make realms, you see. Those who make the best are revered by all. But as we get older, we tend to deteriorate, just as your kind do. Made in his image was pretty accurate, wasn't it? I'm feeling like this game is just a metaphor for ZZTers at this point. What is that? Some kind of... Oh, that's from your people's Bible, isn't it? So full of pomp and circumstance. I always thought the same thing. Where was I? Oh yeah, anyway. Once my memory fades completely, I'm a goner. But aren't gods immortal? When it comes to dying from natural causes and sickness, yes. But gods have ways of taking care of us senile ones. My last chance was to create this. Prove that I could still create. I failed. I put you here as a timer. I figured if a mortal could complete my game faster than I could make it, I would give up. Return to my fate. And here, well, I got to this point and just lost all ideas. Not to mention how smart you were in solving my puzzle. This is good. I like this. This is interesting. Oh, I'm not that. Your intelligence has destroyed me. I hope you're happy. And that's it. I think we're out of game. Here's our buddy dog. What? What do I do now? I don't know. That's not my problem. But you... Excuse me. I must prepare for my release. Is that it? That's it. There's a lot of boards that you can't get to on this. I would trust that 80%. That is how it ends. Huh. Alright, yeah, let's there's a couple little... First of all, everybody, it uses the best ASCII chart. It's the Mixmaster Frog ASCII chart. But, we flip on through. Oh yeah, there was like nothing to do with this either. Oh, the hammer. That's right, we never did anything with the hammer. Take the hammer and smash the orb. Button's not accessible. Press the large red button and you hear a sound not unlike water draining from the west. Set Drano. What's to the west? It's a lake. Is this supposed to be cut off? Lake is drained. Oh, okay. That's... Yeah, okay. So then you get the plank. I was wondering what the deal with that plank was. That seemed incorrect. Go back here. So what's broken here? Why does this... Oh, because it's colon ouch. That's great. It's supposed to be this. This is what's supposed to happen. And then you get the plank. Okay. So yeah, we made a short game even shorter. That's how we caught up with the programmer so easily. I think that's actually kind of fitting. And I guess every single beta tester for the game just happened to drain the lake before they went this way. And Swampy's Revenge here. And then this tracks all this stuff. Is there anything here? The name, not really. But I suspect that it takes us to the executive, who's asking if we're here for a job. Oh man, we missed out. Where are you? What is this place? Why am I here? This is all the important stuff. Executive. Swamp. To think this game predates Shrek. Kingdom. I'm sorry, did we miss a gibberish-speaking lunatic in the woods? Oh. No, the Raw 13 dude. Okay, yes, here's our literal Raw 13 explanation. And our why. Alright, that's probably all that we missed. Some hidden artboards. We didn't figure out anything with this, though, either. A lot of this game seems kind of just there to be there. What's the other locker? Nothing. Shipwreck, yep. Inside the hut. So, see? It's in the board name. It's Zod. Inside the hut. Day 3. Sure enough. The end. That ain't bad. Like... I think it did a good job with this premise, honestly. We've seen a handful of these types of games. We've played a few of the classics with actually playing through like Kudzu and Winter on stream these days. And shoot, I looked it up earlier because I thought it might be relevant. Is it like Second Earth? Was that the one we played? Yes. Second Earth is another one of these kind of surreal, trippy, dreamlike puzzle games. But that one was a bit weaker. And I think normally I would say that, so same with this Six Seek game. But I think it did a fun job with its twist is actually a pretty decent one. Compared to most of these where it's just, it was all a dream. Or was it? But I enjoyed it. I believe this was actually the one, one of these games, I can't remember, I'm pretty sure it was this one specifically, where when I posted the poll with it the first time, the author was like, oh no, I made that game and it's bad. And I wanted to get a go-ahead from them to actually, is it cool if I play this? And they were like, yeah, it's just embarrassing. But I don't really think it was. It had a bug or two, which could have snowballed into more bugs, but luckily, by the time we broke it, the flag thing didn't really have a chance to actually become an issue. But I thought it was kind of neat. It is indeed short, and, it is a shame that it is this person's sole release, but the fact that it is their sole release, I think, makes its message hit harder. It becomes much more clear how you should take this idea of, like, if I'm not creating something, then it's as if I don't exist. I think it did a good job not being like pretentious or anything about this. It was like, no, I want to make things. I want people to see these things and to play these things, but that feeling that you can't do it. And this game is this. It's difficult to say if this game is incomplete or not. Was this supposed to be just another Winter knockoff? And then Zorkboy, for whatever reason, is less like, I'm done with this. I'm just shoehorning this ending in and putting it out there. And if it had been a more full game with a more traditional storyline and ending, would have been better for that. And I don't necessarily think that would be the case. At least 22 years later. I think at the time people would have been much more on board with like, hey, your game is short and ends abruptly. But I think these days we can appreciate what's different about this compared to all those other Winter clones. So I had fun with it, and I think that was actually a pretty neat little game. It's very short, but I think these days in a lot of ways that can be a plus. And that book in the library, that just wall of text was just great. I loved it. So, Zorkboy, if you happen to watch this, I liked it. I think the people here also did too. Sorry you never got to finish anything else in ZZT or this specifically, if it wasn't actually intended to end as it did. But I think it stood out enough. It has enough of a unique voice. I think the lack of an endgame command is wholly appropriate. The author left. That's why there's no endgame. They stopped writing code. So I guess that'll do it for tonight. It's going to be a bit of a short one, but that's okay. We will be back on Sunday. We're going to... Oh yeah, that's also true. That's right. There was a list of some future projects in theory. But I'm glad this one at least got published, if the others did not. But we will be back again on Sunday. We're going to continue The Thief 3, where this buck wild cop and his bumbling friends try to catch a thief, I guess. I solved, as is tradition, of course, I solved the puzzle that I was stuck on like 10 seconds after I shut down the stream, so that's good at least. It's very annoying what the actual solution is. I did have to like look in the editor, and then as soon as I saw what was going on, I realized, oh, I was going about this the wrong way. But we'll get back to that. I'm going to guess we won't finish it, and it'll probably take one more. Next week also happens to be Awesome Games Done Quick, and I usually don't stream during that. I'm going to on Sunday. I will be skipping next Friday, though, for that event. And then we will be back on the following Sunday, which will be the day after ZZT's 31st birthday. And I will put it to a poll. Last year I played through all 4 of the original worlds in January to celebrate the 30th. This year I will just do 1. So there will be a poll for Found Caves, Dungeon and City, and it will be up to the masses to see which one gets its prestige this year. But that'll do it for now. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you on Sunday and the next Sunday and then the next Friday. Later.